He's great. So is she. It's good. Telephone call. It's kind of good enough for my image.
Every time they switch conversations, you can talk about her and I can talk about him. It's too bad you can't see more of their bodies.
I can move in and get certain parts of their face too. You know, to change that. She's great. I look at her being self-conscious. Oh, another guy. Here's another guy we didn't talk about. In contrast.
An extremely good feeling or an extremely, bad feeling, a bad experience, like something that is very threatening to your being, threatened to something very. I said something to him, and I think that's what I fear about possessiveness, in that I let my feelings take over my actions. Be, a good point to get to, especially if it's a mutual feeling, where you're giving your lack of inhibitions is, directed at someone.
Attention, give your attention. Live in an unself-conscious way, although there is a Zen exercise called just sitting, in which the object of the exercise is to sit and to become aware of your thoughts, just to watch your own thoughts. Then it's not an inhibit that to be aware of the way you're responding in a situation. But the kind of self-conscious we're talking about is a limiting thing, in which I think that the kind of self-consciousness, really the more I think of this, the kind of self-consciousness that I'm talking about is a self-consciousness in which my actions are filtered through my perception of another observer. Change what I was doing often for that observer, but all of a sudden the situation gets more complicated, because it's that, my definition of it, as it applies to how you think other people think about you. Just getting into some more private stuff here. I don't want to use this on tape, but when I'm totally aware of you, when I start thinking, my head needs to be, my attention, to use that word, needs to be totally on you. A lot of times I'll find I'm not thinking about it, When I'm in these situations, well, okay, here we are in bed, and now what do I have to do? Well, okay, there's a certain thing we have to do here.
Makes a lot of sense.
I don't know why we recorded that.
That works better, I think.
Well, that's what we're going to do with it. We just sit down and talk about self-consciousness on tape. And that's what I'm doing, and my finger happens to be on the button. We're talking about it on tape.
I got some idea. Pick your nose.
Opinions about myself, or my self-concept, and twisted. And you can believe anything about yourself. once you, I mean, you can find a reason to reinforce any belief about yourself, you know?
Yeah, whether it's positive or
Like-
negative.
Like I can, if I think that I'm going insane, you know, I'll drive myself insane thinking about it, you know, because I can find all kinds of reasons for believing that I'm looking at things through a warped perspective once I start thinking about it. Within an hour, I had reason, and the more you become aware, all I'm saying is you can exaggerate things, and you can build a belief system on totally false grounds. It looks very nice, or I'm looking at a person that I think looks person, you know? I'm looking at something through a filter of beliefs about myself. And I know that I've carried around a lot of false beliefs about myself. You know?
I like it better than my mental impressions of myself. It's me sick.
I think that I learned how to physically move by watching people on TV. I'm supposed to play an average character from a group of models, male or female. I mean, he's got better than average qualities, you know. And
I used to
no, like one of those chicks in there, you know, looks, I mean, they fix them up to look, in my mind, pretty unrealistic. I think I would get sick looking at 17 magazine too, just because I would be nauseated by the way those ladies look.
well, I get sick because of my impressions of myself. I've grown out of that a lot, but I still common slob completely.
Set with the 17 magazine, you know, and it makes a lot of people feel, you know, start to feel inferior, you know, about the you know, exaggerated sense of ideals or something. And 38-inch hips, something like that. I mean, just like the female, I can't remember what the female, I think the female average, I'm going to say that Mr. Normal, who doesn't really exist, has those kind of measurements, you know. And that's the thing I was talking about earlier about canons and proportions, you know. Are you talking about something that's idealized, it's exaggerated, or are you talking about something that's exactly normal?
Sobre el auto proyectará imágenes de las películas de los años 50. Se van a convertir en una atracción. Ustedes nunca verán las películas, pero sí verán como si trataran de vender las películas al público. Y también se venderán productos como hamburguesas, hot dogs y todo de lo que piensa uno cuando... Así que aunque haya utilizado cintas de película y otros materiales y haya hecho trabajos de instalación, lo considero como una escultura muy contemporánea, una especie de escultura post-conceptual. Tiene la idea, pero también tiene la imagen de un objeto interesante, lo cual creo que es importante. Con una obra en el Museo Rufino Tamayo que se inaugura a las 10 de la mañana dentro de unas horas. Y el próximo domingo, el último programa de la serie de 5, El mito y la magia de Rufino Tamayo. Este último programa se llamará Tamayo Hoy, cierra el ciclo y pasará como todos los anteriores a las 2:15 de la tarde, tiempo de México, en este mismo canal.
Para damas, pulsar de cuarzo. Siempre un pulso adelante.
Principales focos de problemas para la dama de hierro. La señora Thatcher recorrió las calles principales de Belfast.
La señora Thatcher será reemplazado mañana por Martin Heston.
Las masónicas terminó con el gabinete del primer ministro Arnaldo Forlani.
De las dificultades que deberá afrontar, Forlani iniciará el lunes las consultas con los líderes de todas las fuerzas políticas. El Partido Comunista y el Socialista han hecho especial hincapié en la exigencia de un cambio profundo, incluso en la dirección política del gobierno. El pasado gabinete de Forlani, que duró 8 meses, estaba integrado por democristianos, socialistas, republicanos y socialdemócratas. La orientación general en este momento es que debido a los graves problemas que enfrenta Italia, hay que evitar la formación de un gobierno puente de transición. De esta exigencia podría surgir la candidatura del líder socialista como jefe del nuevo gabinete.
De Barcelona. Esto es para proteger al rey. Mañana, Juan Carlos de España llegará a Barcelona para encabezar las ceremonias del Día de las Fuerzas Armadas. Recuerde usted que se había hecho un túnel en circunstancias muy sospechosas y amenazadoras.
Todo esto parece una zarzuela, ¿no? Por ejemplo, la revoltosa o la verbena de la paloma. Quiero decir, todo esto parece una imagen típica y tópica, imagen real, actual, verdadera, de las antiguas, populares y tradicionales fiestas de Madrid desaparecieron del todo. Pero la verdad es que desde hace años habían quedado arrinconados por las prisas y las modernidades hasta el punto de que las fiestas mayores de Madrid convierte así en la noticia de estos días. Sobre todo la presencia masiva de los ciudadanos en unas celebraciones para los ciudadanos.
Con claridad la imagen de este canal, quizá ello se deba a que no tiene la antena de UHF apropiada. Esta antena, la llamada loop, no es la más recomendable. Esta sí, esta antena interior de 2 elementos, denominada two-way bow tie, además de ser muy económica, le proporcionará un
18 a las 5 de la tarde, a las 5:30 estaremos presentando además Noticiero Nacional. Sí, véalo en su canal 28 de lunes a viernes, de las 5 a las 5:30, Noticiario 28 y Noticias Nacionales a las 5:30.
Un accidente de aviación en el norte de México sigue grave.
Portillo pidió hoy a la Comisión Permanente del Congreso de la Unión permiso para salir del país. El presidente de México viajará a la ciudad de Washington, capital norteamericana, y a Campo David para entrevistarse con el presidente del Congreso, que es el motivo de su visita a Washington Reagan. En esta segunda reunión, que será los días 8 y 9 de junio, en las investigaciones para aclarar los asesinatos de 28 niños y jóvenes negros de los últimos 22 tienen suficientes evidencias físicas que han encontrado en los cadáveres descubiertos. Estas evidencias son fibras textiles de color, posiblemente de alfombras o cortinas. El aniversario del Centro de Sangre de la Cruz Roja Mexicana es de la República Mexicana. Esta mañana entró una explosión y un gran incendio y del toreo. En el toreo japonés la lucha no es entre un hombre y otro. La Iglesia Católica de Polonia está hoy de luto. De agosto de 1902 en Susela, Polonia. Fue ordenado sacerdote en 1924 por defender a la Iglesia Católica en un país comunista como Polonia. Fue perseguido y encarcelado en 1953.
Hoy abandonar Argentina. Lo amenazan con anónimos y con llamadas telefónicas. Encabeza una misión comercial aquí en la Ciudad de México. Hoy fue declarado huésped de honor de la Ciudad de México por el profesor Carlos Jaime González, jefe del Departamento del Distrito Federal. El estado de Sao Paulo, que gobierna el señor Maluf, es una de las regiones más ricas, más industrializadas y más pobladas de todo el continente americano.
Exporta 100.000 millones de dólares al año, que representa cerca de 40% de la economía brasileña. El gobernador de Sao Paulo es, según observadores, aspirante a la presidencia del Brasil y además es hombre de negocios. Y es muy bueno que los políticos tienen una experiencia empresarial, porque los empresarios están del otro lado de la cerca y nosotros estamos del lado de acá. Entonces, para mesmo una complementación educacional, el gobernador de Sao Paulo admitió que en los países de América Latina ocurre primero la democracia política y más tarde la democracia económica para la población. La visita del gobernador de Sao Paulo a México culmina el domingo. Abraham Zabludowski, 24 horas.
En Bolivia, la Junta Militar encabezada por el general Luis García Mesa no ha logrado superar todavía la crisis política. Hoy las principales autoridades de la Marina de Bolivia pidieron la renuncia del
Dun, dun. Doo-doo. Bass guitar.
trying to decide whether I should just. Well,
Just tell me what to do.
when I say change.
They tell me how to change.
Huh?
They tell me how to change.
No, you just have to think of it. Okay, change. Okay, drastic change. Classroom. Okay, turn sideways. Put your chin on your hand. Okay, turn the other way. Okay, now lean over yourself. Okay, now lean over even further. Intelligence, hydrophone, hearing, games, see play, friendship among dolphins with man, food, see feeding, flippers, fish, feelings, see emotions, feeding, emotions, echolocation, ears, dolphin talk, cold-blooded animals, breathing, bottlenose dolphins, blubber, blowhole, birth, bats, baleen, baby dolphins, ancestors of dolphins, adaptation, radar, raising dolphins, scientific studies, seeing, sleeping, sonar, sperm whale, sucking, sea feeding, swimming, tail, teasing, teeth, toothed whale, I am a fisher wife, and I'm going to tell a true fish story. I have smells to prove it. My husband insists on filling the house with stuffed versions of these animals. He loves them. He's obsessed with them. he considers them an equal to himself. I worry about the fish smell that I get a whiff of every time I walk into the house. The smell is revolting at first, but then I get used to it. But I know that when friends come over, they smell it. Once, when he was gone on a trip somewhere, I don't know where, I decided something had to be done about the smell. It was too much. The house we lived in was an old one. We inherited it from my parents. I grew up there. I loved the house until he moved in the stuffed fish and caused that smell. I knew I could never talk him into moving. While he was gone, I thought and thought about what to do about the house and the smell. The only solution finally came to me. So during one of his dreams about bigger and better fish, I burned the house down. It burned easily because it was so old. It was something that needed to be done a long time ago. By the time he returned with his friend Henry and a catch not to be so proud of, everything was different. I'd moved into a brand new apartment. The smell was gone, and my friends were impressed. I never let him or his fish smell in my house again. It's a good thing fish don't smell on video. Well, you are right about one thing. No one lives in a model home. But there are certain standards to keep up with. Let's see. For breakfast I had one flour tortilla, 150, with peanut butter, about a tablespoon, 180, about 70 worth of wheat germ, and a tablespoon of honey. That's about 50. Let's see, 1, 0, 0, 0, 13, 25, 2, 3, 4, 450. Not bad. I wonder what I'll have for lunch. $12.41. Not too long till I have to keep my date with a shadow. guess I look all right. Feel a lot better. If I hadn't eaten so much for lunch. Maybe I should try to get some exercise. I won't eat anything for dinner. Every day, same old thing. Corn tortillas, flour tortillas for breakfast, and fish for dinner. I can't get rid of the stink. How can anybody expect me to be a famous artist with all these dirty dishes every day, day in and day out? I hardly get a chance to eat, much less do artwork. Ants, roaches, cat litter. I called my grandmother on the telephone this afternoon to wish her a happy birthday. She was my age in the 1920s. She said she was fine and she wanted to know how I was doing. And she wants me to come and visit her next time I get a chance. My days are a spinning merry-go-round. Each day completes a cycle. Riding on it, I pass by the same points every time it makes a turn. Carrying me around as the merry-go-round turns, the rotating movement brings me back every night to the same position once more. While riding, I make notes that keep a record of the time I pass by each point. The interval between any two times when I pass by the same point is always the same, within an extremely tiny fraction of a second. Every night, I keep a date with a shadow.
We run an honest guidebook. Nobody can buy his way in. He parks his head on the cushion. He's out of the city now. And settled back, a sigh of relief. He bounces on the bed, runs the hot water, flushes the toilet. He turns on the TV, the air conditioner, the heat, everything he can get his hands on. And then he turns everything off. He lies down on the bed, and he keeps very quiet. He listens for noises from the other rooms, dripping faucets, anything that could disturb his peace and quiet. Does he need anything? Loose objects such as these cigarettes, matches, and pencil swim lazily before his eyes. He works the crossword puzzle. Four-letter word for wherever. Two-letter word for seconds. Five-letter word for get right off. 16-letter word for parabolic arc. 200-letter word for thistledown. Want anything? A 5-letter word for fly. No wonder you look like you're stepping out of cellophane.